Geordie journals back at St James's Park. That was all a bit dramatic, wasn't it?
Just a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a unique performance, shall we say.
Can you call it that?
Well, possibly not, actually. An underperforming Newcastle United scraped through. I've got to be honest, that felt like it could be a potential turning point for me. I just thought that was a moment. And it was a kind of moment where Newcastle United haven't had. They've kind of had games this season where they've done okay and then literally fell apart as the games played out and lost points, whereas that was points gained. I think when you look at the statistics, which I did just before, just unlike me, that actually look, I know,
you're not a stats man.
No, not at all. And Newcastle United did dominate all of this. Well, we're ahead in all the statistics, passing, get out. Possession, shots on target. It was narrow though, and it's one of those where if you're an away team, you probably look at it and think, I don't think we really deserve to lose that because Newcastle United maybe didn't do enough to win it. But I'd like to see the highlights again. It was a sloppy performance in my opinion. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, first half was very sloppy.
Yeah.
I mean, the first half, did Newcastle deserve the lead and maybe edged it?
I think they edged it.
They should have been 2-0 up. Jacob Murphy scores and then has a sort of identical chance and then has that one save. So they should have been 2-0 up, but second half, they fell off a cliff in the second half.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really until, I say, the substitutes began to make an impact. Probably the Alanga change was the one where they sort of began to get on the front foot again.
He brought a new energy.
He did, yeah. He lacked conviction with these. I mean, he had a shot saved. There was a cross that went straight at the goalkeeper. So it's the Anfield angle I've sort of seen so far. But I give him credit for the fact that he brought something down that right hand side that was. Well, it wasn't lacking because Jacob Murphy did all right, but there was a bit of a get up and go and get at the full back type thing. So I think the game started to change from then on. And I mean, if we're looking at substitutes, which will. The main substitute, obviously, with Asula, which we'll come on to because I want to talk about him. But
let's talk about him now.
Right, okay. Well,
we don't have to come on to things.
Yeah, no, I don't like going on things too early. But that for me, I would say the game as a whole, I don't think we've learned much new about Newcastle United today. I would maybe say in terms of a feeling, there was a feeling that they could score goals today, a feeling that hadn't been there previously.
Yeah.
But it felt like the same story in the Premier League until Bruno pops up in the final minute to score. But Will Asula, I'm talking about Anfield Langer making a positive impact and bringing energy. Will Asula was incredible in terms of bringing in energy and the way he just sort of chased everything down. I mean,
it was that first
immediately
press.
After coming down, he pressed the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was surprised. He was like a sort of a scuffed clearance or the rushed clearance. And then, of course, the goal comes through him as well, and it's the cutting inside on the left, forcing the save from the goalkeeper, and then Bruno pops up in the last minute.
I felt like he almost got to the point where he had no right to get that shot towards the bottom corner, and the keeper made a good save. I thought, Dom, I think without putting Will Asula on that pitch today, Newcastle United don't win that game. That bloke is pure chaos.
Yes.
And we love it.
And it was just what they needed.
Yeah, he's such a unique character and such a unique player. And Eddie Howe spoke about he's even been nursing an ankle injury, which is perhaps why he didn't come on sooner in the game. But he comes on 4 minutes of normal time remaining plus 6 minutes at a time, 10 minutes on the pitch, although the ref took an age to blow the full-time whistle, I thought, today. But 10 or so minutes on the pitch, just ran about, gave it his all. And look, he's a unique profile of player, but that was exactly what the game needed. Newcastle's attack needed that sort of lightning, that spark, and Will Asula brought it, not necessarily with the absolute top level technical quality, just energy and running and making Fulham think. And then they were shell shocked and they dropped further back, and then Newcastle ended up getting the 3 points, which, look, I don't think they deserve. I think it was two poor teams. I'll recorrect that. Newcastle deserved it more than Fulham did. I think they had the better chances, but Newcastle will play a lot better than that and draw or lose football games, and already have this season. Fulham will know they probably left some points out there today as well. They know they can play a lot better. It wasn't a high quality game of football, but the moment when Newcastle needed to deliver, and they've had a few tough ones this season, particularly at St James's Park, even last week at Brighton, conceding late on. It was very nice, very refreshing to be on the right end of a late goal.
Yeah, you mentioned the referee taking an age to blow. I thought he was awful today.
So inconsistent.
What was his name?
Peter Banks. It was meant to be Tony Harrington, but
God, he was awful.
It got switched yesterday because Tony Harrington was fourth official for the game, the Europa Conference League game. That got postponed on Thursday night. So it got abandoned, half time, and then they replayed the game, or the second half of the game, on the Friday. So it was extra time for the officials who were in Croatia. There was a couple of English referees there. So it was going to be Tony Harrington today. Swap games with Peter Banks, who's going to be refereeing Wolves Burnley tomorrow. Yeah, and he was atrocious. Let's be honest, he was terrible.
Barely got a decision right.
He just
Mick Volterbottom was getting grappled.
So inconsistent. Like he gave some really crap ones and ignored obvious ones.
So many obvious ones. But anyway, Newcastle didn't need that in the end. I thought the Willisula, like it was perfect to see. I'm really heartened by him. Look, I don't think he's got a huge future at Newcastle United, but if he keeps doing things like this, then he might. I think he looks at a player who we kind of know he wants to play football matches, and I think we know that there are teams, well, there is a particular team interested in Germany, and it might still happen. But I think he's impacting things, and that's all you can ask of the lad. He looks a much better player than he did 12 months ago.
Yeah.
It suits him when the game's sort of broken down and there's spaces to run into, and the team needs energy. I've looked at it in many ways, and I criticised Eddie. I've many a time criticised Eddie Howe for changing things, and it's not had an impact on the game. I thought today you've got to credit. Well, if you criticise, you've got to credit, and that change literally won Newcastle United the game today. Could he have made it earlier? Maybe could have. I don't know. But you said the injury makes a difference. The only thing I would say that I'm trying to look at this as a glass half full. I see that as a moment. Like I say, they've lost lots of moments, key moments. That was a key moment. You had to win today, and they did. They went and won.
Yeah.
In the fashion that they did, it could be the spark. I'm sick of saying that. I feel like I'm saying it all the time. It could be the spark. It could be the spark. Back onto changes, I actually thought Eddie Howe maybe got it wrong, taking Anthony Gordon off. I thought it wasn't Gordon's best game again, but he was the threat. He was always the threat. And to take him off, I thought, I'm not sure you've made the right decision there. Didn't matter in the end. Didn't matter. They went and did what they needed to do. And when they needed a man in a moment, never mind Willisula, who created the whole thing, really. Bruno, 90th minute, when he says he's tired in an interview after, 90th minute, he's the man.
Yeah.
Like a striker, feeding off a rebound, right in the box at that moment. There's a skill and a knack to what he does. And it's quite unique.
Yeah, I actually thought he was really, really good again today. Apart from that, because he missed a sitter, he made up for it.
He did.
But it went once each. I think it was like 2 minutes later. Bruno has a free header from Anthony Gordon's cross and misses it. But it's just what he is, isn't he? He's just I know it's a cliched term, but captain, leader, legend. Just always pops up. What?
You tweeted that, didn't you?
Is it?
He did actually.
His third goal this season.
All at the Gallagher end.
How many scored last year? He's probably touching his total from last year.
Exactly. He's Newcastle's. I mean, I might have got the wording slightly wrong a few weeks ago, but he's Newcastle's leading goal scorer out of the current squad.
All right,
in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise us. One thing I want to point out is, and it goes to I think Eddie Howe's recently been asked quite a lot about the strength of squad. Do you feel you've got a stronger squad? I'm trying to look at it from a flip side again, this glass half full type of approach. I don't think Harvey Barnes is perfect. I don't think Willisula is perfect. And I definitely don't think so far Anthony Elanga is perfect. But I look at it from a Fulham perspective. If you're coming towards the end of a game, you think, we can kick on here and beat these lot.
Yeah.
And you look at Anthony Elanga coming on, you go, he's going to run all day off the bench. Harvey Barnes, he's got a goal or two in him, hasn't he? And then Willisula, that bloke's mental. That bloke's absolutely mental. And then Tonali coming off a bench, and there's just this that'll get you through games, and that was the type of thing that got them through today. Being able to have those options. It's never been a case that Eddie Howe's consistently had options for Newcastle United. He was able to turn to the lads sitting next to him in that bench, and it impacted and affected the game. And that's all you want from a squad. It didn't turn to Jacob Ramsey, didn't have to turn to other people. I thought Fabian Schär came off the bench and was brilliant as well.
That's all, I mentioned it. I think you asked the question. You asked about Fabian Schär, asked about Malik Chow. I mean, in the final stages there, when Newcastle are on the front foot, how many times did Malik Chow just come out and take the ball?
He was class.
Kept him on the front foot, incredible defender.
They don't win that game without Willisula, but they don't get through that game without Malik Chow.
Yeah.
He was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Just allowed him to keep the pressure on. It was like some of the challenges he made in difficult situations where he came away with the ball. He's been phenomenal.
He's front foot. He's a real front foot defender.
Aggressive as well in the right ways.
Which is great. Right, we'll have a quick word from our sponsors, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the game and maybe go in depth a little bit more about what we thought won Newcastle United that match and what it really means for the team moving forward. Right, so this is a word from our sponsors. All the details down below.
Comply IT Limited. Worrying about disposing of your old IT equipment? Don't be. Comply IT handle everything. Secure collection, detailed tracking, and certified data destruction. That's Comply IT Limited. Four Rivers Financial Planning offer holistic financial advice for all stages of life, ensuring your plan remains robust and adaptable in the ever-changing world we live in. For 21 years, JLM Travel have been offering great deals on package holidays and cruises. Plus low deposits and free kids places are available. Branches at Maingate, Team Valley and Front Street Wickham. RJ Building Surveyors is a trusted RICS accredited family-run firm with over 15 years of experience specialising in residential surveys and valuations. Based in Yorkshire, their expert services extend nationwide. Whether buying, selling or seeking peace of mind about your home, they've got you covered.
Right, we're back. That was words from the proud sponsors of the Geordie Journos. We love having those guys all on board as partners in our journey. And if you want to be involved, do get in touch at the email, which is
geordiejournos@gmail.com. I love it when you tease up to say that.
We'll finally found a role for you on the video.
You used to introduce it. I just turn up. Dom does the adverts, you do the introductions. I just turn up.
It's what it means moving forward. Well, that sort of links quite well. It'll definitely be you on Tuesday in the next video.
Yeah. I mean, I think Dom's been keen to do a solo video. I'm not, but I will, of course. That's what the viewers want, of course.
I might be able to come along if not. Dom is the next week.
You are both on holiday next week.
Yeah. Not going anywhere nice, of course, but half term.
Part-timers.
Yeah.
How dare you have commitments to people in schools?
No.
People point it out when people are slacking.
Oh, I know. There's always somebody points out, isn't it?
It's like a little register.
Marcus something?
No, we
do see it, yeah. And nobody's slacking today. Right, so what we're going to do is we'll just talk a little bit about who our star men is. We've just talked about this in the ad break, who our star man is, and turns out we've all got different ones.
Yeah.
Do you want to start us off, Dom?
Yeah, I'm going to go quite obvious for me. I'm going to go with the match winner, Bruno Guimaraes, who I thought, particularly towards the end when Newcastle regressed slightly after Fulham scored, he missed that big chance. But Bruno, we talk about putting his cape on, being that captain, leader, legend. He did that today. He was carrying Newcastle, really confident on the ball, didn't always come off. I thought in general Newcastle's passing and distribution was off today, but Bruno really, in terms of carrying the ball forward, getting Newcastle that 20 yards further out the pitch, and then finally popping up with that energy to get in that position he did so late in the game. Eddie Howe even said in his press conference, not sure how Bruno even got that high up the pitch at that stage in the game, considering how much he'd ran. To be the match winner, I think deserves a man of the match award.
On that, I want to ask you, what did you think of the performance of the other two midfielders who started today? Was Joe Linton slightly better than he has been?
I think it was an encouraging performance from Joe Linton. He took a few knocks early on, which can sort of deter you. He was stamped on about 2 or 3 times, and we were like,
right in front of us.
He might go off here, but no, he kept going. He brought a bit of physicality. The game opened up quite nicely for him at times, and he spread the ball out wide for Anthony Gordon a few times. I thought it was an encouraging performance from Joe Linton. And Lewis Miley, who came off just after the goal for Fulham, so just after the hour mark, we saw a bit of hot and cold from Lewis Miley. I thought there was some really good moments, some really encouraging passing of the ball, some positive moments, but again countered by a couple of sloppy moments where he's dispossessed. He played on the edge a little bit, which look, you take, because it brings out the best in him, but we also saw the maybe slightly inexperienced side of Lewis Miley with some of his passes today, but unfair to single him out, because I think quite a few players were guilty of that. We pointed out only Malik Chow, I think, didn't.
I know. I mean, in that first half in particular, there was so many gave the ball away. Sven Botman gave it away in bad positions.
Really bad,
people who you wouldn't expect it of. Bruno Miley, all of them, Voldemort, they all gave the ball away.
Voldemort had a proper dodgy one, didn't he? He was like on the edge of his own box.
Just
right foot, it was like straight at us.
What are you doing? So what about you?
Yeah, Malik Chow for me, for the reasons I explained before the ad break. I mean, as I say, in those final stages, The way he just swept everything up and kept Newcastle on the front foot. It's just the most athletic defender Newcastle have got. He's just a very, very good player. I'll be honest, I didn't know I didn't know a lot about him coming here. And when a club like AC Milan are keen to get rid of a player, it's like, Newcastle making the right decision here. But from what I've seen of him, he has been fantastic. Yeah. So long may it continue. Even in the first half, probably Newcastle's most consistent performer. So yeah, he's my man of the match.
Right, well, I'm not going to go with an overall piece. I'm not going to look at the 90 minutes. I'm going to look at what won Newcastle United the match today. Bruno scored it. Yeah. Will Osula created it. Not only did he create the goal, he created an energy within that stadium by his approach, by his running, his hard work. I thought it was an incredible cameo, and I don't think I've ever given a man of the match to anybody who's walked onto a pitch at 86 minutes. But Newcastle United do not win that football match without him. Yeah. The Mebbies don't survive the match without Malik Chow. The Mebbies, I don't know, Bruno,
Well, he scored the goal.
He scored the goal. But I definitely don't think he scores that goal without Will Osula.
No.
And so for me, because of if you take his 10 minutes, the 4+6, in a microcosm and say, who impacted that match so much that they created an energy and a winning sort of momentum? Him. He was the man. He was injected into that game and he was pure chaos. And I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, can't argue.
He brought something. I turned to you guys probably with about 20 minutes to go, and it was like, I think I said, I do not see where a goal comes from in Newcastle United here, and how many times have I said that? He came onto that pitch and totally booted that idea out of the stadium.
I told you there'd be a late goal.
I'm going to create this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it by myself. He didn't. He had to have help of everyone else, but he really was the cherry on the cake today for me. I thought he was absolute class.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, I did like it. Yeah. So anyway,
it's the first time I've rated a player, and the player rating's coming on 86 minutes. No. He's just an NA.
Somebody NA, yeah. Because it has to be it's almost too difficult to judge somebody on that time, but he was so involved. Even if I bet he didn't have many touches of the ball, but it wasn't even that created the energy.
So I think Newcastle were lacking. They didn't have that energy, really did they? And then he comes on and starts running around like a madman.
I mean, how brilliant is that to have that? To be able to look to the bench and just throw the berserker on.
Berserker.
It's just...
I love that. It's a great word.
He's just going to cause havoc.
Yeah.
And look, it won't always work.
Yeah. Sometimes it results in conceded free kicks, all momentum's lost, but he
today
didn't do that today.
Newcastle United have secret berserker.
They do. Throw in the grenade, he's off. Explode. Yeah. Just exploded into that game, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
No complaints, yeah.
Right, so what's next for the Geordie Journos?
Yep, press conference up on Tuesday. We'll see if I'm joined by
one or both of us.
Yeah, you never know.
Who knows, but we'll wait and see on that. So yeah, Eddie Howe press conference on Tuesday, looking ahead at the game against Tottenham Hotspur in the Carabao Cup. Big game for Newcastle, one win away from another quarter-final, which would be fantastic. So yeah, I'd have to think of some questions, Freddie. I've seen him too often now to ask questions on a regular basis.
I was a cut short press conference today for the reason being, we'll see you on Tuesday.
You do. You turn up and you try to think of something different. But I've just seen you, Eddie, 2 days ago. What can I possibly say to you?
It's not going to get any easier because we're still not even halfway through this little run of games in 20 odd days or something. Maybe
I should open up the questions to the comments, but that might be a bad idea.
Yeah.
So if anyone's got a question for Eddie, drop it in the comments.
Help Jordan out.
Yeah. You were quite keen to point out before we go. You're quite keen to talk about these shirts and where we are in the stadium. Explain to people where we are in the stadium now.
Yeah, because you might not know. Obviously, we're in the bowels of St James's Park, which we like to say. We're actually in the sort of radio room where BBC Newcastle, Matthew Raisbeck will do his interview with Eddie Howe, potentially a player as well, which is just off where the main press conference room is.
England legend Steve Harmison was leading the question when I sort of wandered
cricket
past.
Legend, yeah.
Yes, cricket.
Talksport.
Talksport, yeah.
So yeah, and when we were off camera, I was like, oh, Newcastle shirt. Who do these shirts remind you of? Sort of...
I went John Joe Shelby came straight into my mind, and then this one was Johan Gouffran.
That's pure, like... That feels like Remy to me, but I think it might be the after. I think it might be the...
no, that's definitely the Remy top.
That is, I think that is.
Definitely the Remy top, 100%.
That's like Remy then for me.
So the wake kit was yellow.
Yes, I had Tottenham when they got I didn't get battered at Tottenham.
That's
not they got battered in terms of shots.
Did they not get relegated in that?
No. That is low for him, 100%.
I mean, you can probably, if someone's really smart, can work out the signatures, but I definitely can't.
Looks like him.
Give our. So on what you're saying then? What you saying?
Oh, I feel like Jose Perez in that time.
Yeah.
I went with the proper left field one.
Who was yours?
Slimani. Seriously though, like this header for me, Slimani's played about. I think he played twice. He played one game and got injured. Right,
absolute turd.
But honestly, I remember I was in the Leazer's end, and it was Slimani's flick on against Arsenal over to Matt Ritchie, and Matt Ritchie scored for 2-1. I think it was essentially kept Newcastle. I can't remember the context, but it was a huge win. And that header for me, I honestly felt like he scored. Slimani.
I was in the Gallagher then that day. It was right behind it, right in front of it. Sorry. Great goal. Great contribution from Islam Slimani. Yeah.
That's Mike Williamson.
I would have been working somewhere else around the country at that point, so I wouldn't have been here. We're probably up in Scotland.
Yeah. Mike Williamson for me, this one. Was
it?
Yeah, Mike Williamson. Iron Mike. Get Mike to Brazil.
The lamppost.
Is that what we call him?
I don't know, that's what I used to think he was like.
The lamppost, right. Ian the lamppost Williamson.
Paul Dummett.
Oh well. You've gone for some unique players there, like.
No, that's a Perez top for me.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the funny 88 ones feel like Perez.
Let us know in the comments what you think of when you see those things. Let us know who you think was a star man today, whether you agree with our comments on... Who will you say? Ciao. Bruno. And the Berserker. Scandinavian by origin, he is the Berserker. Just throw him in for a Viking reference there, of course. Right, let us know in the comments what you think of our thoughts. Of course, we'll be around on Tuesday. Like, comment, share, subscribe for all your Geordie Journals content. And yeah, I think that's about it now.
Yep.
I always struggle with these wrap-ups sometimes. I don't know what to say. Good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching this around the world. We'd love to hear where you're watching it around the world, so do let us know. And we'll see you very soon.